everybody, my name is Jessie and I do perfume reviews in ASMR format. So if you like perfume and also if you like ASMR, you are in a good place for our video today. Alright, so today I'm doing a review of Maison Margiela's Jazz Club. And this is by their Replica line. This line replicates moments, so this one is supposed to replicate being at a jazz club, which I have never been to a jazz club, so I don't really have the best sense of that. I can kind of imagine, but yeah, just wanted to put that out there. And I always dress on theme, and I didn't really know what to wear for today's video because, like I said, I haven't been to a jazz club. I would assume going to a jazz club you might just dress kind of nice, like not formal, but maybe kind of snazzy, kind of jazzy. So I don't know. Let me know what you would wear to a jazz club. This is just what I was wearing today, so I just thought I would wear this. But yeah, I have smelled this scent starting quite a few years ago, so it's not new to me, but I recently purchased this travel spray trio set. So it has Jazz Club, By the Fireplace, and Autumn vibes. So it's sort of like a fall winter selection. I think all of these are really good for fall and winter. The reason I purchased it is because I wanted autumn vibes. This is a really great autumn scent, very natural smelling, smells like woody, mossy, outdoors in the fall. So I wanted this one, and this one is going to be a part of my collection now, and I was curious to smell the Jazz Club and the By the Fireplace again and see if I was any more interested in keeping these than I was in the past. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to not keep both of these. I think they're really nice scents, and I'll talk about the notes in Jazz Club, but it's just not quite for me, so I'm gonna resell those two. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get into the main accords and notes for Jazz Club. Also, I want to mention I've got two other fragrances from the Replica line that I actually own. This one is Coffee Break, and this one is Sailing Day, and as you can see, these are both in the 1 ounce bottle. They're really cute. I love this bottle aesthetic, and I love the 1 ounce size. Perfect for me. So I'll briefly touch on these and the notes and smell of these later in the video. Okay, so for Jazz Club, I keep wanting to say Jazz Day because I'm thinking, what was it? Sailing Day. Jazz Day. Okay, for Jazz Club, let's go ahead and give this a spray, and then I'll let you know my first impressions before we go over the accords. It's like shadowy trees. Okay. Oh, I sprayed that all over my laptop. Oopsies. Okay, so I'm just gonna give this a second to dry down. Okay, so this to me is very boozy. It's boozy sweet, but not overly sweet, and it's not sweet in like a standard feminine gourmand sort of way. It's definitely more, I would say, like very unisex. If anything, probably leans masculine. But yeah, it's like a smoky, boozy vanilla. I feel like there's little bits of like spiciness as well. There's definitely a smokiness. There's a tobacco note in here, and so you definitely get that. And there's something almost like aromatic that I'm getting as well. I don't know what that is. I looked at these notes a week or so ago, but I forget. Yeah, so definitely smoky, boozy, vanilla. Yeah, definitely quite the presence. Okay, so let's look at the main accords that we have listed. All right, so first main accord that we have is tobacco, sweet, rum, vanilla, woody, aromatic, soft spicy, amber, powdery, and warm spicy. So yeah, I'm definitely getting, honestly, I would say I'm getting all of those main accords. Tobacco, sweet, rum, vanilla, woody. I don't remember what the wood is, but yeah, woody. Really getting all of that, yeah, definitely. So that's a pretty good representation, and you kind of do get the tobacco like right away. It's not like super strong, but it's definitely there. You can't miss it. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the notes. So for our top notes, we've got 3 notes, and they are pink pepper, neroli, and lemon. So pink pepper, that must be giving a little bit of spiciness. Neroli, that might be giving a little bit of freshness, and then lemon as well, giving freshness. Honestly, I don't know that I'm really getting any of those notes in a clear way. I could see how they might be lending some touches to the overall scent, but I'm not really getting the pink pepper, neroli, or lemon in a standout way at all. And then for our middle notes, we've also got 3 middle notes. They are rum, Java vetiver oil, and clary sage. That must be the aromatic that I was getting. Okay, so I'm definitely getting the rum. It's definitely giving a very boozy quality. And I think the Java vetiver oil is what's giving a bit of a woody feel, kind of like a dry woodiness. And then I'm just getting a little bits of sage, which I think is giving a slightly herbally aromatic smell. And again, a little bit masculine, all of this to me leaning masculine. Okay, and then for our base notes, we've got 3 base notes. They are tobacco leaf, vanilla bean, and stearax. So yeah, I'm definitely getting the tobacco leaf, definitely getting the vanilla. And stearax, I believe, is like a resin, but I'm looking it up just to make sure. Stearax, also known as sweet gum, has a rich, sweet, and balsamic aroma with notes of vanilla, leather, and smoke. Gosh, so it's like really adding, it's like a resiny, slightly sweet, but adding to that smokiness. Okay, so yeah, I would say I'm getting the stearax as well. So to recap what I am mostly getting from this fragrance, I'm getting tobacco, rum, vanilla, stearax, touch of a dry, airy vetiver, and a touch of sage. That's what I'm really getting. And let's look at what other people say they smell most. So according to the votes, they say they smell most the tobacco, then rum, then vanilla, then pink pepper, vetiver, stearax, sage, neroli, and finally lemon. So some people seem to smell the pink pepper. Honestly, it doesn't really stand out to me though, but yeah, so my overall impression of this fragrance, I definitely think it's very niche smelling. It's sexy I'll put it this way, some people might be turned off by a kind of smoky, boozy scent. But if you're not, and maybe in fact you like alcohol or you like tobacco, you might find this sexy. I do think it leans more masculine. The vanilla lends like a nice sweetness, but totally not in just a traditional vanilla way. Very like nuanced, elevated vanilla. And then, yeah, there's kind of like, I think the vetiver gives it a bit of like a dry, just slightly powderiness. For me, the reason why so I actually I had smelled this a few times before, and I was like, eh. When I first wore it, when I got this sample trio, I was like, I'll give it a chance. So I wore it, and I really liked the smell initially, but then I did develop a headache, and I really think it was because of the fragrance. It just felt kind of nauseating for me. I don't know why. I don't know if it was the tobacco smokiness. Maybe it was the booziness from the rum. I don't know. I feel like it was either the rum note or the tobacco note that was giving me a headache. So it just, by the end of after a few hours, I really wanted to get, like, I kept thinking about wanting to change my shirt. So yeah, that's why it's not going to work for me. And honestly, like, I'm not opposed to alcoholic notes or tobacco notes in my fragrance, but I think they have to be much more subtle for me to enjoy them. These ones are a little too on the nose for me. Yeah, so let's go ahead and briefly touch on my other two replica fragrances. Well, I guess technically I own Autumn Vibes as well, but I just did a video for that, so I'm not going to go over those notes right now. But I'll briefly talk about these ones. So this one is called Sailing Day. It's in this beautiful bottle with the blue liquid, and I feel like the top particularly fits for Sailing Day because it looks like ropes that you might find on a ship. And Sailing Day really does just smell very fresh and clean, a very sparkly, elevated, sort of clean smell mixed with ocean air. So it does have a bit of a marine quality, but not too strong, not too sea salty, nothing fishy, anything like that. Just very clean ocean air. There's aldehydes in here, which really lift the whole fragrance. So that's Replica Sailing Day. And then the other one I own is Coffee Break. And Coffee Break, this is a lactonic coffee scent. It has milk, that's why I said lactonic. It also has vanilla. And in addition to the coffee, there's also lavender. So it's like an aromatic coffee latte scent. Yeah, it's got think about like you've got your latte, you've got the milk, you've got like your vanilla latte. It's got the milk, the coffee, the vanilla. There's also benzoin and tonka bean, adding those vanillic accords with a little bit more depth and warmth. And then the lavender is really nice. It just adds a nice aromatic accord. So I always say this reminds me of if you like got your vanilla latte and then walked around the block of the coffee shop and there was like some sage and other plants growing and you were just smelling a bit of that in the air. That's kind of what this reminds me of. So it's really nice. It's subtle. It's fluffy. It doesn't project super strong. So it's just a nice gourmand, but in a not your typical gourmand way, and then a slightly more toned down, subtle way. I really like it. To me, this leans slightly feminine, but again, kind of unisex, and this one, very unisex, but maybe slightly masculine leaning. I don't know. Really don't know what to say. This one to me is very unisex. Okay, so those were the other two that I own in my collection. And then back to Jazz Club. Let's go over some of the other statistics for this fragrance as recorded on Fragrantica.com. So this has an overall rating of 4.20 out of 5 with almost 13,000 votes. That's a lot of votes. So that tells me this is a very, very sorry, my elbow slipped. This is a very, very popular fragrance. Not only does it have a very good rating, 4.2 is a great rating, but it also has been rated many times, which means many people own it. Probably men and women, all people would buy this. It was launched in 2013, so also it's been out for over a decade. What else? People are saying that the longevity on this is pretty good. I agree. It was a little too good for me. Yeah, it lasted a very long time. And people are saying that it is masculine leaning, somewhat unisex. I totally agree. I think it's definitely masculine leaning. I'm going to read some of the pros and cons that Fragrantica lists. Pros, they say it's a great cold weather scent, sexy and sensual, smooth and boozy scent, vanilla, tobacco, and rum notes, long lasting. And then some of the cons say may not be suitable for those who prefer fresh aquatic scents. Yeah, that's for dang sure. This is not fresh and aquatic. May not be suitable for those who dislike alcoholic scents. Or may not be suitable for those who dislike smoke in their fragrances. May not live up to high expectations. May trigger negative memories for some. That is so funny. I could see that, yeah. Yeah, like if, for example, you used to drink a lot and then maybe now you're sober, it does smell kind of boozy. And especially if you ever smoked when you were drinking, that could be like extra triggering. Yeah, or if you were a smoker and you're trying to not smoke, like that, this could be triggering and tempting as well. Okay, let's just read a few reviews and then we'll wrap up. So somebody says, opening is somewhat sour in almost a little unpleasant and boozy way. Smells like you have been drinking all night and try to hide the smell of alcohol. But when the dry down comes, it smells absolutely heavenly. Boozy, sexy vanilla with amber and tobacco. I do like the dry down better. Part of the reason that I did wear this when I didn't plan to initially is because I smelled the dry down on a test strip of paper the next day, like 12-16 hours later, and I was like, oh, it smells so good. It was mostly like vanilla with some other kind of woody, warm, spicy nuances, and it smelled so good. So that's why I wore it. But I kind of agree with what this person said. It was just a little too much until you get to the dry down. Okay, let's see. Somebody says, so I tried this fragrance again. I sprayed it at 8 a.m. and it's 9 p.m. right now. This lasts way longer than I remember. It's a beautiful, sweet, boozy fragrance, and it's in my top 3. I recommend this to anyone who likes sweet and boozy. And then let's read a negative review and see why somebody does not like this. Let's see. I wanted to like this so bad, but I found it repulsive. It was so strong and so hard to wash off. I've never hated a fragrance as much as I do this one. It gives me a weird feeling of dread and I felt uncomfortable. It gave me nostalgia, but in a bad way. I just wanted to throw the sample away. My best way to describe it is the smell of a creepy old man watching you. No, thank you. Okay, yeah, so definitely for some people this might not work, and it especially might not work if you have bad memories associated with drinking and or smoking. Okay, everybody, so stay tuned. If I haven't posted it already, I will post a review for By the Fireplace soon. I'll probably try and wait till like November, December, because this to me is obviously like a winter scent. hope you all enjoyed the review. I'm sending you all peace, love, beauty, and a harmony. And I'll catch you all again soon. Okay, bye.